So I remember being 19 years old and thinking that freedom had a price tag. And the scarier part, I thought I knew what that number was. 7 digits, 6 zeros. I mean, that must be it. That must be freedom. And then I would see all these gurus online. They'd talk about their millions and millions of dollars, their mansions and their yachts. And it just seemed like they were living in this parallel universe where money was the only thing that mattered. And I thought, how do I get there? How do I get to this place where I can one day retire and buy a mansion and drive a nice car? So I could have freedom. Because back then I was like, okay, freedom means never having to work again. Freedom means never having to worry about money ever again. I'll have all the money in the world. I'll be able to buy all the things that I want. Then I'll be free. But here's the thing. I had no idea why that number was freedom. If $1 million represented freedom, then why did someone who made $1 million a year still work 80-hour weeks? Why did someone who had $10 million in the bank still look stressed out? Why did someone who had $100 million in investment still seem so worried about something? It just didn't make sense to me. So I started asking myself questions no one else was asking. Questions like, why do I need to make 6 figures to be free? What does freedom actually mean? And no one's talking about this. Everyone's just talking about the number, but no one's actually talking about what that number represents, what it means to actually achieve that goal. For me, I was like, I don't actually need a lot of money to live. I can live very comfortably on $40,000 a year. So why am I trying to get to this crazy high number when I know I do wanna need that much money to survive? For me, freedom wasn't $1 million. Freedom was a Tuesday afternoon. It was waking up without a boss breathing down my neck. It was having time with people I love, doing work that I enjoy, not having to trade my time for money because I had enough money saved up. It was control over my hours, not just my income. See, I got so caught up into this idea of freedom as a number that I forgot what that number actually meant. For me, the real flex is peace. The real luxury is time. The real goal is choice. I didn't need more money. I needed fewer chains. I didn't need to be rich. I needed to stop trying to impress the algorithm. And here's the thing. My freedom had nothing to do with the number and everything to do with what I value. Now, obviously everyone has different values. Everyone has different priorities. Some people do want to be millionaires. Some people do want to retire as soon as possible, and that's fine. But for me, it was just a waste of time. I spent years trying to get to this place, trying to build this thing, trying to reach this number that I thought was going to give me all the answers. But it just led me to burnout. It led me to anxiety. It led me to all sorts of problems that I didn't have before. So once I realized that I actually didn't care about that number, that was the day I stopped chasing it. And instead I started focusing on what actually mattered to me, which was spending time with loved ones, doing work that I enjoyed, and building a business that gave me flexibility and peace of mind. Because here's the thing. When you're constantly comparing yourself to others, when you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, you're always going to feel behind. You're always going to feel like you need more because someone else has more. And so if you can escape that rat race, if you can break out of that cycle, then you can start living on your own terms. You can start living the life that you want to live. Instead of living the life that everyone else expects you to live or the life that you think you're supposed to live, you can start making choices that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that bring you happiness. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's simple, but I am saying that it's possible. So don't let society dictate your definition of success. Don't let the almighty algorithm dictate your definition of success. Define it for yourself. Figure out what actually matters to you and then go after that.